Right then, Kagurabachi 110. We've made it 110 chapters into this manga. Damn. I really like this chapter because it kind of slows things down a bit. I know that sounds weird because a lot does happen and we explore a lot of like kind of interesting new ideas and I noticed a lot of things. But in terms of like the actual kind of week by week shock value of this big kind of fight that we're doing, I feel like Hokuzono took his time with this one. It's a nice little in-between kind of chapter to connect what has previously happened to the ending of this arc, which I appreciate. I really do feel like we haven't done, you know, crammed as much and as much like events and also hype moments and aura into this chapter as we normally do, and we kind of slowed it down and focused on the actual dialogue between Samura and Soga in particular, which I'm very happy about. Anyway, we'll go in order so that I don't confuse you people. First panel, again, we see Chihiro's heart, which parallels the last chapter. This time, it is Chihiro waking up to find that his heart has been healed by the black flames and that Enten has been partially healed too. I say partially because it's not all the way healed. We're still doing the reforged arc, don't worry. It's just it hasn't completely turned to dust. We get confirmation from Chihiro that Samura is being a big fat dum-dum and draining his own life force to bet on the future. Yeah, it's not Tobamune's power that he's draining, it's literally his own life. So I don't know how that works. Maybe he like, I don't know, just falls over after this arc is finished because he hasn't got any life left. I don't know, maybe he gets Thanos snapped out of existence and he turns to dust. Who knows? But Chihiro obviously isn't a fan of this idea because, again, the whole previous arc was about getting Samura to accept that he can live, and now he's once again giving up his life, only for a different, you know, for a different cause. Well, same cause, different outcome, goal, whatever, you understand what I'm trying to say. Samura is pulled up on the big boss man himself, and that means that Shiba actually has the opportunity to finally go back into the Kamanabi headquarters and check on Azami, and kind of see what's going on. And that is because the malediction is currently being staved off by Samura's black flames of Suzaku. Now, what I find really interesting about this chapter is that it is stated outright. Even though it's such a marginal difference, Samura's, like, I don't even know what to call this, life drain? No, because that's what the ability is called. Like, the black flames, okay? Samura's black flames are marginally more powerful than the bloody Magatsumi's, like, malediction life drain power. Do you know how mad that is, bro? I know he's having to give up his life to do it, but these black flames from Samura and Tobamune currently outclass the Magatsumi in a certain aspect, and that is cool. Which means all the people who are being affected by the malediction, not only is he fighting off the flowers, but he's also just about healing them and letting them recover, which is why we see black flames on Azami, and Azami still seems to be alive and well. Bruv, big up Azami. I'm just saying, bro lost his arm, he got beaten to Kingdom Come, and then he just got he got molested, that's not any better. He got beaten like half to death again, and now he's been Magatsumi, the maledictioned, and he's still alive, bro. Big up Azami, he's a goat. Anyway, yeah, Shiba's like, ah, crap, this isn't good, but then he realizes Samura is using the black flames to keep the malediction at bay and helping these guys survive. We can even see Natsuki standing up later on in the chapter. So yeah, these guys are gonna live, hopefully. Now it's basically just Shiba's job to get everybody out of there while the malediction isn't currently, you know, encroaching on everyone's body. And the reason that the flowers disappear completely in this chapter is because, obviously, with, you know, Soga losing the tug of war, he decided to focus all of the life drain power onto just Samura, which means everyone else is now, you know, free to move around as they please without being drained, which means Shiba can get everyone out. So all of the focus has been put on Samura, and what I really like about this page and the dialogue between Soga and Samura is that Samura says, based on your judgment, countless people who don't deserve it will die. And Soga replies with the most like petty, pedantic, nitpicky like reply, which is no. That's your judgment. I like it. I like it a lot because it really shows like the clear distinction of like both of them are right, okay? But on a more technical level, Soga is correct. It's not his judgment, it's Samura's judgment, right? Samura judges that those countless people will die and that they don't deserve it. That's his own judgment. Soga's judgment is genuinely that those people deserve to die. It creates a very stark contrast between their different ideologies and judgments, that Soga genuinely believes these people deserve to die and Samura doesn't. And it's almost like Samura can't comprehend that, right? It's like he can't comprehend the idea that Soga's judgment really is to kill all these people and that he's not just crazy. So I really like that. It's a very small moment in the chapter, but I like it a lot. Now for the coolest page, one of the coolest pages in the arc and one of Samura's best pages. Oh my god, it's a great front-on view of Samura, and he says, the narrator says, in response, Samura pulls away all his flames from everything else and focuses them all on himself so that he can fight off, you know, the life drain ability, which I basically explained as a domain clash in JJK. It's like the Gojo Sukuna domain clash. Imagine life drain as one sure hit, Samura's healing as another sure hit. Currently, those abilities are playing tug of war and they're clashing and they're like pretty much dead even. So no one's being life drained and no one's being healed. So Samura can't heal his injuries. He's too busy fighting off the life drain. They're basically like pretty much even, and they're struggling, which means that while these two abilities are active, bruv, they just got to scrap. They just got to scrap with swords. And I find that dope. It's back to basics. And it even implies that like they used to train together or like were trained by the same person or maybe just like used to have friendly sparring matches. I don't know, but it's quite nice. It's like they go just like the old days, you know, back to basics. We're just going to have to fight like just with our swords. No stupid enchanted blade powers, no teleportation, no B, no centipede. We're just scrapping with the swords like the good old days, which is really cool. And obviously the double spreads in this chapter are amazing. Hokuzono's been cooking. And yeah, we get confirmation that Soga was entrusted with the Shinuchi at 18. So when he did the whole malediction thing the first time, he was 18 years old. That man is the same age Chihiro is now. That's crazy. Oh, bro, like Soga does this awesome thing where he like blip dodges Samura's blade, but Samura's like, he got his eye cut and he got his fingers cut off and he can't heal them. But like, it doesn't really matter because in terms of swordsmanship, they're pretty similar to each other. Like Soga definitely seems better overall, but considering they're just using like their base swordsman abilities right now, like we know Seiichi Samura, bro, this man can definitely hold his own in this encounter. So yeah, and we then, you know, get explained that he had to like stop the healing of N10, so N10's only been half healed, which does allow us to have the reforged arc. And then they have a moment, a Jogo, Sukuna, a Sojo, and Chihiro. They have like the soul resonance conversation mid-fight, which yes, it feels very JJK. I'm just saying, sorry. Yeah, they have like a soul resonance kind of thing mid-fight and they have a conversation and basically Soga's like, why are you struggling? And they see they're in Samura's garden that day when Chihiro came round and they see Chihiro practicing, you know, sword strikes on some bamboo. And Soga's just like, I don't see it. This kid, he's not got the talent. He's not built like that. He's not, why are you like putting so much investment in this child? It's just not, he's not like, he's inadequate. And Samura's like, listen, bro. He literally, basically what he says to him, I find this so funny. He's like, listen, Soga, you've been locked away, all right? You haven't read the series. Bro cannot read. You have not read Kagurabachi, all right? So he says to Soga, you have been training in swordsmanship all your life and achieved mastery by 18. Chihiro was forging swords with his dad up until his dad died, which means that only for like the last 2-3 years has Chihiro, actually not even, it's like only in the last year really has Chihiro advanced to this level of swordsmanship. And Soga looks like, when Samura says this, when he says like Chihiro's only just getting started, whereas you had your whole life to train, Soga doesn't have a response. He just seems kind of pissed. He just seems kind of like, I don't know if that hurt his ego or what, but like, bro, I'm sorry, Soga, you're gonna have to admit it, but Chihiro is a prodigy. He is a genius, and you should not underestimate him, because you ain't seen what he's been getting up to. You just made your assumptions, but nah, this kid wasn't trained in swordsmanship like you. He's literally just learning. We cut back to Shiba, who went to Chihiro. It's unclear whether he's gotten everyone out yet, but I assume he has. And he's basically saying, Chihiro, we need to leave Samura and just dip. But Chihiro is not even listening. He's too busy having his eyes just like locked on Samura and Soga right now, and he's using his Rokuhiro eye to basically just observe everything they do to learn more and more about how to get stronger and counter Soga in the future, which is when we get the final two double spreads of just Samura and Soga facing off, ready to clash swords with just their base power. Basically, when they sheath their swords, it creates, because they build up so much spirit energy in the sheath, it creates an impact around them that just causes like debris to go flying, and then Samura's like radius of flames instinctively try and repair the debris, and it's just so cool. And it basically just gets like so hot that the rubble genuinely begins to melt. Like they're melting rock and metal with just the mass spirit energy that they're producing here. It's crazy. And Chihiro is now observing in the amazing final double spread the apex of swordplay, which I think is really, really dope. And it's just, again, like very nice, simple themes, right? Like the little conversation between Samura and Soga, him realizing that Chihiro is actually this kind of prodigy, you know, explaining the whole black flames and seeing how they're stronger currently than the malediction capabilities, seeing them use swordplay, just normal swordplay, knowing that they train together, like little things, but it's nice. I like it. Samura's probably going to get cooked, but I reckon Soga's getting cooked too. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, I like the chapter. Nothing crazy, but yeah, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in a bit.